In a world driven by money, power, and ambition, some individuals and corporations have taken deception to astonishing new heights. You've heard of Madoff, maybe even Enron. But behind the headlines are even more jaw-dropping scams that never made mainstream noise. These are scandals that stole billions, shook economies, and exposed gaping flaws in regulatory systems. Yet, barely anyone talks about them. In this video, we're diving deep into the most shocking financial scams you've probably never heard of. Get ready to be amazed, enraged, and maybe even a little paranoid. Wirecard started out as a promising fintech company in Germany, a rising star in the world of digital payments. It claimed to be the backbone of online transactions for major companies worldwide. Investors believed in it. Politicians endorsed it. Germany even added it to its prestigious DAX 30 index, the country's equivalent of the Dow Jones. But beneath the polished image was nothing but smoke and mirrors. In June 2020, it all came crashing down when Wirecard admitted that 1.9 billion euros, nearly $2.1 billion, was missing. Not miscounted, not misplaced, just gone. The account supposedly holding this money? Completely fabricated. The banks? Didn't exist. The company's COO, John Marsalek, vanished and is now believed to be hiding somewhere in Russia. Meanwhile, CEO Markus Braun was arrested. But the real scandal? Germany's own financial watchdog, BaFin, had actually defended Wirecard and attacked the journalists who tried to expose the fraud. It wasn't just a corporate crime, it was a national embarrassment. In 2019, a new coffee chain burst onto the scene in China, Luckin Coffee. With bright shops, slick branding, and mobile-first ordering, it was hailed as the Chinese Starbucks. In just 18 months, Luckin opened over 4,500 stores and raised hundreds of millions through its IPO on the Nasdaq. Investors were ecstatic. The stock soared. Then came the truth. In April 2020, it was revealed that Luckin had fabricated more than $310 million in sales. Executives conspired to generate fake orders and create phantom revenue. The goal? Inflate the company's stock price and lure in global investors. When the truth came out, shares plummeted by 90%. Luckin was delisted, and multiple executives were fined and removed. The scandal was a brutal reminder of how even public companies, with the backing of top banks and underwriters, can deceive the world with smoke and spreadsheets. In the 1980s, a teenage boy from California named Barry Minkow founded a carpet cleaning company called ZZZZ Best. He was only 15 when he started it, and by the time he was 20, the company was publicly traded and worth over $300 million. Minkow was hailed as a business genius. He bought sports cars, gave flashy interviews, and lived like a rock star entrepreneur. But behind the scenes, ZZZZ Best was a total illusion. Almost all of its revenue came from fake insurance restoration jobs. Minkow and his team forged documents, created phony invoices, and even built fake offices to trick auditors and investors. When the scam unraveled, the company collapsed overnight. Barry was sentenced to 25 years in prison, served 7, became a pastor, and then returned to prison years later for yet another financial fraud. His life became the ultimate cautionary tale. Even teenage charm and ambition can mask a master manipulator. In the gold rush of cryptocurrency, scams are almost inevitable. But few have been as massive, or as quiet, as PlusToken. Based in China and South Korea, PlusToken promised its users unbelievable returns for storing crypto in its smart wallet. Millions believed the lie. At its peak, PlusToken held over $2 billion in digital assets from more than 3 million users. What investors didn't know was that PlusToken was nothing more than a Ponzi scheme. The operators dumped large amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum onto the market, triggering mini crashes and stealing wealth from countless crypto holders. Chinese authorities arrested several individuals involved in the scheme in 2020, but much of the crypto remains untraceable. It was one of the biggest scams in crypto history, and yet it flew under the radar of the Western world. Carillion was one of the UK's largest construction and facilities management companies. It built hospitals, schools, railroads, you name it. But in 2018, Carillion imploded in spectacular fashion, revealing over $7.8 billion in liabilities and no cash to pay employees or suppliers. Thousands of jobs vanished overnight. Public projects stalled. The government was caught off guard. The scandal wasn't just about bad business decisions. It was about deception. Carillion used aggressive accounting tricks to hide losses and inflate revenue. They kept winning government contracts, even while teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Auditors failed, regulators failed, and the public paid the price. Carillion's fall wasn't just a corporate collapse. It was a systemic failure. These scams, Wirecard, Luckin Coffee, ZZZ Best, PlusToken, and Carillion, weren't just accidents. They were elaborate, coordinated efforts to deceive. And what's scarier? They worked. Even in the age of data, transparency, and regulations, lies still travel faster than the truth. So what can we learn? Never rely solely on hype. Dig deeper. Question growth that seems too good to be true. And remember, financial fraud doesn't just hurt investors. It destroys trust in the entire system. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and drop a comment telling us which scam shocked you the most. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and thanks for watching.